So at this point on the train, we have to look at our tuples. Now we need to think of tuples as lists that cannot be changed. So with lists, they are mutable, but with tuples, they are immutable. Now, mutable means they can be changed, and immutable means they cannot be changed. So first of all, let's dive straight into it and look at how to create and then use our tuples. Now, the first thing we can do is to actually create a tuple like this. Now, this is an empty tuple. This is also valid for a tuple. You understand? So let's just store it in a variable and then we'll call it empty. This is really the first thing that we can do. And second of all, we can have a tuple like this and then we can have some numbers inside. So when we have something like 1, 2, 3, this is just a tuple of numbers. So let me come here and then let me say nums equal to, so we've stored it in the variable numbers. And now finally, we can have a single element tuple, right? So let's say I do want to store a number like 25. Now with this 25, what really differentiates it from any number in a bracket that we are going to use to perform multiplication or division or addition? I hope you remember your operations, right? What's going to differentiate it is that we add a trailing comma, and then this tells us that our single variable indeed contains a tuple. Now, whilst I've mentioned that, it's worth it to mention that it's not really about the brackets, you understand? So say I have some colors, right? Yes, this is valid as a tuple. You understand? It's not really about the brackets. This is valid as a tuple. But I would advise that you avoid this altogether. So at the end of the day, your code must be readable. Anyway. So this is also valid. This is also valid. Very valid to write as a tuple. Yeah. So at the start, you might have heard me compare our tuples to our lists right now. Just like list, tuples support the most of it, but the key thing to keep in mind is it cannot be changed. You cannot change the actual content of the tuple. Yes. So now let's just show some examples. So let me go for the first element in our tuple nums, right? And now I want to print it out. So when I say print, we print nums. And now let me do this together. Let's add one. Yes. Now we are about to verify indeed that we don't really need the brackets to have valid syntax. So let's see colors. At the same thing, I'm going to go for 0. Now when I run this, you can see that we have 1 and then we have red. So indeed, when we come here, you can see that 1 is the first element of the tuple. And then when you come here, you can see that red is also the first element of the tuple. Now right below this, let me try one last thing. So I'm going to try to set the first element to something else. So if I say nums are 0 is equal to, let's say 25, and now we run, yes, you can see that we have an error, right? So it says tuple objects does not support item assignment. Yes, I know sometimes the error messages can be annoying, but yes, simply means that it cannot be changed. Understand? If you are able to keep these things at the back of your head, it should be what? You should be safe. So that's how to create and then use tuples.